Okay, so today I want to talk about 5 things to remember before you book a soul contract reading. And I really wanted to do this because, of course, I've done quite a few readings since I trained in it, and it's really, really interesting to understand people's motivations behind booking a reading. And I have all of this information on my website. I have my FAQs, but sometimes someone slips through whose expectations are very, very different to what a soul contract reading can deliver. And I think it's very important to understand that when you are ready to have one, you will get that intuitive nudge, you will book it, and you will receive exactly what you are meant to receive in that moment. I'm a very, very, very big believer in that, because when I give a reading, or when any practitioner gives a soul contract reading, we are not just telling you information, we are transmitting and transmuting, not transmuting, we are transmitting the frequency of the numbers, and you are responding to that. It's a very beautiful interactive discussion to understand how the themes in your chart are playing together and playing out in your life. So it's a very fluid, dynamic, interactive thing. And you will always tend to work with the practitioner, and this could be in soul contract reading, healing, or anything that you're wanting to do in your life to gain deeper levels of self-awareness. You will always be attracted to the person that you're most likely meant to work with. And this is what I always find when I give readings or healings or anything like that. So the first thing I want people to remember before they book is your soul contract does not tell you what to do. Nothing can tell us what to do. No person, no whether we know them or we read about what they say in a book or we see them on television. No one has that information. And I know, me included, we all wish that someone out there could just tell us what we're meant to be doing, could tell us what direction we're meant to go in. But the universe is like, hey, that's part of the fun. It's a little bit like a guessing game, and there's no direct phone call to God to be like, hey, am I making the right decision? So you're not alone in feeling that, but no one is going to give you the answers. What we are going to give you in a soul contract reading or a tarot reading or any kind of reading or a deeper healing session, we're going to give you the space, we're going to hold the emotional space for you to understand yourself on a deeper level. And the more you understand yourself, the deeper your levels of empowerment. That's a really exciting thing. So the second thing is the soul contract reading will not predict your future. That's really, really not how it works, because the future is merely an extension of the present on one hand. On the other hand, there is no future. It's all just one continuous moment. And we are not fortune tellers. We do not know. What we can see in your chart is where there might be traps and pitfalls for you to avoid, and where there are opportunities for expansion and potential for you to maybe move further into. So this is not telling you you will meet so and so, or you will have this, or you will have that. It's more like you could have that, or you could go in that direction. But there is such a thing as a free will choice, and this leads me to my third point. You have a free will choice. So the soul contract reading that I give, or anyone gives to you, is only information, and you can do with it what you choose. So we have our ego, which is a very strong driving force for all of us, and it works on a very, very unconscious level, sabotaging us all over the place, all over the shop in our life. I laugh because it's just so true. And then we have our soul, and our soul is normally the driver of the things it really wants us to do, and it can be really ferocious and very, very strong and take us places we really didn't expect to go to, or we didn't want to go to. And then, of course, we have our mind, and then we have our free will, our personality, and there's a little bit more in that dynamic. But we always have a free will choice. People can live out their soul contract according to where their soul is really wanting to go, or they can choose not to. So we always have a choice, and this is a really lovely thing to remember. The fourth thing is your soul contract might reflect things to you about yourself that you are not ready to hear. But I really doubt that you would be having a reading if you weren't ready to hear it, because it's very truthful, and the truth can be very, very deeply painful if we're not ready to hear it. And of course, you know, a practitioner will share that truth in a very gentle and emotionally supportive way. This is always my aim, and everyone I know who does this work does the same thing in the same way. But it's going to reflect things back to you that may feel a little uncomfortable or a little bit scary to really look into and address. So if that happens, just think of it like we're sowing seeds, and everything that you hear, read, listen to, watch, learn, they all are seeds in your mind, and we can water them or we can let them flounder. So this is just a seed that will be buried. And if you are ready to confront those really strong energies in your chart, then good on you. That is amazing. It takes a huge amount of courage and faith to go there. So just trust that when you're ready for it, that information is always there waiting to be found, which I think is how most people find me. They're just like, oh, you just popped up and it was the perfect timing. And I was like, great, that's perfect. The last thing is, your soul contract is a lifetime kind of thing. Now, I'm a deeply impatient person, and I have the strong impatient energies of 5s and 12 3s. And I want it, and I want it now. I actually think I just wrote a blog post about this. I'll put it down there. This is not a let's fix it in 1 year kind of thing. This is a lifetime thing. It's a lifetime of energies that are playing in your chart. The trick is not to think of them as things you have to defeat or overcome. More of come to an acceptance of, less resistance, more acceptance, more self-compassion, and a leaning into the energies in your chart, not leaning away from them, because no energies out of the 22 numbers, none of them are bad. There are no such things bad energies, but there are negative aspects of the numbers and positive aspects of the numbers, and we're always trying to move from the negative into the positive. So if you feel ready for deeper levels of self-awareness and self-compassion and deep growth and support on your healing journey, then a soul contract reading could be a really perfect thing for you, and a lovely gift that you can look back to and refer back to time and time again in your life. It really is a bit like a map. Do reach out to me. I'll put all my links below, and if you like this kind of content around emotional healing, spiritual awareness and guidance, which is my path, then do stay in touch, subscribe. I post videos every week, and until next time, I wish you a very beautiful rest of your day.